Hello, good morning. Today we're going to talk about habits, hobbies, and sports. So a habit is a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. It's a learned behavior that becomes reflexive over time. So odia re jodi kahera chi habit hela gote abhyas. So jodi gote jinsa karya ପାଇଁ କି ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ଅଛି, then you can say it's a habit. So the prakariya habit achi. One is a healthy habit and the other is an unhealthy habit. So some examples of healthy habits are drinking water, which is the first picture, drinking water, exercising, showering, sleeping, eating fruits and vegetables, brushing your teeth, washing your hands, doing laundry, studying, and then recycling. So a slide ro jo sabu pictures achi, or jo sabu phrases achi. Ta bisare kichi question achi ki? Okay. Jadi kichi question nahi. Then we'll talk about unhealthy habits. So one example of unhealthy habits is this picture. And Shushri, do you know what's happening in this picture? So this is a picture of someone smoking. So smoking is an unhealthy habit. And this is someone drinking soda or Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is not very good for your health, so you shouldn't be drinking a lot of it. So drinking soda is also an unhealthy habit. This is a picture of someone running late to school. And running late is also an unhealthy habit. So is drinking, biting your nails, littering, and using your phone a lot. So these two pictures are two bad habits where you're using your phone a lot instead of studying. Having a dirty room is also a bad habit. And then sneezing without saying excuse me is also a bad habit. So a slide ro kichi question achi ki? Jo sabu unhealthy habits kahili siada sabura meaning are you comfortable with? Or do you have any confusions or doubts? Okay, jadi kichi doubt nahi. We'll move on to the next slide. So here are some expressions to talk about habits. So the first couple, I spend a lot of time. And then apare, you can talk about a habit. For example, unhealthy habit, we talked about was exercising. So here I can say, I spend a lot of time exercising. So, amane hala, mu bahut samay penki exercise kare. Nahale, I'm always exercising. Tamane, mu sabubele exercise kare. There's also, I can't help exercising. Or let's use another example. Drinking water is another healthy habit. So you can say, I can't help drinking water. I can't seem to stop drinking water. And there's no, I can't think of a direct translation, but it just means ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି time ମିଳିଲା ତମକୁ ପାଣି ପିଇବା ପାଇଁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହେଲା. Another habit we can say is washing hands, which is a healthy habit. So you can say, whenever I get the chance, I wash my hands. Or I always make a point of washing my hands. ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି chance ମିଳିଲା ମୁଁ ମୋ ହାତ ଧୋଇଲି. You can say exercising is a big part of my life. ତାମାନେ This is the same as saying exercising is very important to me. You can say exercising is a big part of my life. You'll always find me drinking water. ତା ମାନେ ତମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି ମତେ ଦେଖିବ ମୁଁ ପାଣି ପିଉଥିବି. I often tend to, let's see, what are some other examples? You can say I often tend to recycle, or I spend a lot of time exercising. But these are all phrases to talk about habits. So a slide bisare kichi question achi ki? You don't need to know all of these. तुमको ये सबो sentence और सबो phrase जाने दरकार नहीं. As long as तमे गोटे दीटा phrase एठू ए slide रो जानिला, that means you can comfortably talk about your habits with someone. तुमको ये सबो जिनसा memorize करेला नहीं.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I spend a lot of time means
I spend a lot of time means ମୁଁ ବହୁତ समय ପେଁକି ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କରେ.
yes, ma'am.
ଯଦି ମତେ exercising ବିଷୟରେ କଥା ହବାର ଅଛି and I say I spend a lot of time exercising, ତା ମାନେ ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ସମୟ ପେଁକି exercise କରେ.
Yes, ma'am.
ଆଉ କିଛି question ଅଛି କି?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, ଯଦି ତମକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ past tense ରେ କହିବାର ଅଛି, for example, for habits in the past that are not true now, then you can use the phrase used to. For example, I used to go out every day when I was younger. ତା ମାନେ ମୁଁ ଆଗରୁ ବହୁତ ବାହାରକୁ ଯାଉଥିଲି ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ ଛୋଟ ଥିଲି. But because you said used to, ତା ମାନେ ଆଉ ତମେ ବାହାରକୁ ଏତେ ଯାଉନ. ଯଦି ତମକୁ କହିବାର ଅଛି, ଯଦି ତମକୁ the opposite କହିବାର ଅଛି, ମାନେ you are doing something now that ଆଗରୁ ତମେ କରୁନଥିଲ, then you can say I didn't used to. For example, I didn't used to go outside every day when I was younger. ତା ମାନେ ମୁଁ ଆଗରୁ ଏତେ ବାହାରକୁ ଯାଉନଥିଲି ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ ଛୋଟ ଥିଲି, but ଏବେ ମୁଁ ଯାଉଛି. For example, I didn't used to study very much at school. ତା ମାନେ ମୁଁ ଆଗରୁ ବେଶୀ ପାଠ ପଢୁନଥିଲି ସ୍କୁଲରେ, but implied ଅଛି କି ତମେ ଏବେ ବେଶୀ ପାଠ ପଢୁଛ. ଆଉ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକକୁ question ପଚାରିବାର ଅଛି about the past, then you will use the phrase did you used to. For example, did you used to smoke before? ତା ମାନେ ତମେ ଆଗରୁ smoke କରୁଥିଲ କି? So used to is used for past tense. So are there any questions about the phrase used to? Okay, jadi kichi question nahi. We'll talk about some of the things you do for fun. So ଏବେ ଆମେ habits ବିଷୟରେ କଥା ହେଲୁ, but now we're going to talk about hobbies. So hobbies are things that you like to do for fun or in your free time. So ତମକୁ କ'ଣ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି ଭଲ ଲାଗେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ତମର extra time ଅଛି. So here there are some pictures, and let's see if we can go through them. So a first picture, does anybody know what this person is doing?
Photography.
Photography, correct. Photography is a very common hobby. Does anybody here like photography?
Yes, ma'am, I like.
I
Yes.
also really like photography. So that means we can, if somebody asks me or you, what is one of your hobbies? We can say, oh, one of my favorite hobbies is photography. A picture, which hobby does this picture show?
Plowing.
Kind of. I think it's depicting gardening. Gardening ମାନେ ଗଛ ହେକା plant କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି for fun. Normally ଫୁଲ ନହେଲେ fruits or vegetables in a small scale. Okay, so does anybody like gardening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, nice. And does anybody know what this picture might be showing?
Cooking.
Cooking, correct. A lot of people really like cooking. Do any of you guys like cooking as your hobbies?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Okay. That's good. I'm not a very good cook. What about this one?
Ma'am, stitching.
Yeah, stitching, or you can say sewing. Sewing mane silai kariya. So, does anybody here like sewing? No, it's okay. Here is another example, and it's a little different. Even though ATV gote loko silai karuchanti, तमे नोटिस करो कि एठी गोटे डिजाइन रे सिलाई होची माने समाने सिलाई करी करी गोटे पिक्चर बनौचंती आ सेटा को आमे कहू एम्ब्रॉयडरी तमे सिलाई करी करी एम्ति चित्र बनेवा. So does anybody here like embroidery?
Ma'am, I like, but I can't do this.
That's okay. Okay, what about this one? Which hobby do you think this is?
Dancing.
Dancing. And does anyone here like dancing?
Yes, ma'am. I am very much fond of dancing.
Yeah, I like watching people dance, but I can't dance. And what about this one?
Reading.
Reading, correct. A lot of people like to read. Does anyone here like to read?
Yes, ma'am. I like.
Oh, okay. Nice. Do you have a favorite book? Or it's okay. You can think about it. Maybe tell us later. What about this picture?
Painting.
Painting. Yeah, you can say painting. If you want to be more general, you can say art. Art includes painting, drawing, coloring, photography, all kinds of things. So does anyone here like art? No?
I can.
Okay. Okay, nice. And let's see. What about this one?
Music. Listening music.
Yeah,
Music.
listening to music.
Yes, ma'am.
And let's see, what are some ones that aren't? And what about this one?
Ma'am, yoga. Exercising.
Correct. Yoga or exercising. Does anybody here like yoga or exercising?
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Yeah, yoga and exercising are also very popular hobbies. So now that we've gone over these, we're going to learn how to talk about hobbies. So there's two main ways to talk about hobbies. And the first is to say, I like to, and then you can insert the hobby. For example, I like to play basketball. I like to dance. I like to travel. I like to watch movies. And the other way of talking about your hobbies is to say, I like, and then you say the verb, and then you use ing, so ing. So here you'll see, I like playing basketball. I like dancing. I like traveling. I like watching movies. So did everybody understand the two different ways to talk about hobbies?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then if somebody asks you, what do you like doing in your free time, or what do you like to do in your free time? You
I
will
like
answer
listening
with,
music.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good example. So I'm just going to ask some of you guys what you like to do in your free time. So Aditya, what do you like to do in your free time? I'm sorry, could you repeat your answer? Or Sena, what do you like to do in your free time?
Ma'am, I like to dance and sing in my free
Okay,
time.
nice. And let's see. Who else wants to try this? You can raise your hand on Zoom and I'll call on you. So Shri, what do you like doing in your free time? Okay, I think there's maybe some internet connection issues because I can't hear you, so Shri. But let's see. Aditya, what do you like to do in your free time?
I like playing and singing.
Okay, cool. What do you like playing? Do you like playing?
I don't
Yes.
hear. I don't hear, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. That was a good answer.
Ma'am,
Yes. Who said that?
ma'am, I say,
Okay,
ma'am,
yeah. Yes.
कोई भी
हाँ, कोई परिवा.
I love dancing and singing.
Okay, cool. Dancing and singing. All right. And for the rest of you guys, if you didn't get a chance to speak in class, you can always practice talking about your hobbies, maybe at home as homework. But yeah, here are some examples of how you can talk about your hobbies. For example, you can say, my favorite hobby is, and then you can say what your favorite hobby is. Or you can say, I like, and then what your hobby is. For example, I like listening to music or I like dancing. You can also say,
Ma'am,
if there's something else that you're interested in, you can say, I'm interested in, and then your hobby. For example, I'm interested in art or I'm interested in photography. And there's a lot of different ways you can talk about your hobbies. Some examples are there on this slide that you can look at later. So jodi pare time achi tame ei slide ku pathi paribo for some inspiration. Okay, this is the last slide for today, but these are just YouTube videos where you can learn about sports. Oh, class YouTube video देखिया पिंकी टिके boring लगिवा तो ଯେତେବେଳେ ବି ତମର time ଅଛି, you guys can search up one of two of these YouTube videos about sports and you can learn about those. But
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
do
Yes,
any
ma'am.
of you guys have a favorite sport?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. I like playing badminton.
Okay, cool. Badminton. I also like badminton. Anyone else? Maybe somebody likes to watch cricket or football or
Cricket.
cricket. Yeah. I think cricket and badminton are always very popular sports. But okay. Thank you everybody for coming to this class. Make sure you go home and you practice talking about your hobbies and your habits. And I'll see you next week.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.